When you hear infrastructure technology, ground penetrating radar, or GPR, might sound like a super niche tool for geophysicists, but the truth is, GPR has quietly become a critical risk management tool that's now a standard part of modern construction. Today, I want to quickly break down what GPR really is, where its value comes from, and why its market keeps growing so steadily, without any of the usual tech hype. So, what is ground penetrating radar? Think of it as a non-destructive way to see what's underground. It sends short, high-frequency electromagnetic pulses into the ground, or a structure. When these pulses hit something different, like a pipe or a change in soil, they bounce back. A receiver records these reflections, and software turns that data into a visual map, kind of like an ultrasound for the Earth. This allows operators to see what's beneath the surface before they ever start digging. In the real world, this is incredibly useful. We're talking about mapping buried utilities and pipelines, finding rebar and tension cables inside concrete, and detecting hidden voids or defects that could cause a collapse. It's even used in archaeology to find ancient features and by safety teams to locate unexploded ordnance. It works through soil, rock, concrete, and asphalt. But it's not a magic X-ray scanner. The depth and clarity of the image depend on things like the antenna frequency, how conductive the material is, moisture content, and how different the target is from its surroundings. It's a tool guided by physics, not magic. To understand GPR's business side, it helps to think in three layers. Upstream, you have the component makers, the ones building the antennas, the rugged casings, and the power systems. In the middle, you have the GPR manufacturers themselves. They integrate all that hardware with their own specialized software for processing the signals and creating those visual maps. This is where you see innovation, with multi-channel systems that create real-time 3D maps. But the real economic value is downstream, with the people actually using the GPR for them. The benefits are crystal clear. Fewer mistakes when digging, which means fewer project delays. It means massively improved safety and less liability. And it provides better documentation of what assets are where. GPR doesn't just sell productivity, it sells certainty and risk reduction in an uncertain environment. Let's look at the numbers. A survey by AP Research shows the global GPR market was around $291 million in 2025 and is expected to grow to about $410 million by 2032. That's a steady growth rate of about 5% per year. The number of units sold tells a similar story, growing from about 10,000 systems in 2025 to a projected 15,000 by 2032. What's really interesting is that despite this growth, the average price of a GPR system has stayed pretty stable, right around $27,000 to $28,000. This isn't because there's no innovation, it's because this is a mature market. Buyers aren't wowed by flashy new features. They reward reliability, how easy the data is to interpret, uptime, good training, and long-term support. It's a market driven by trust, not just tech specs. Geographically, North America and Europe are the biggest markets, but Asia is the fastest growing region, thanks to massive infrastructure projects and dense underground utilities. The key takeaway here is that demand for GPR is tied directly to infrastructure spending and risk management budgets. The competitive landscape is also shifting. While antenna performance is still important, the new battleground is about other things. It's about how robust and stable the equipment is in the field, how well it handles interference, its battery life, and its rugged design. But most importantly, it's about how cleanly the raw radar data is turned into something actionable and repeatable for the crew on the ground. The most successful companies are moving from just selling instruments to providing complete workflow solutions. So GPR isn't a speculative tech bubble. It's a steady, disciplined market that's growing for a simple reason. The costs of infrastructure risks, safety failures, and project delays are only going up. That's why this market doesn't have dramatic spikes, but it also never goes away. And that quiet durability is exactly what makes it so fascinating. Thanks for watching, and if you found this interesting, be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the tech that builds our world.